Hey everybody, Joy here. You want a December 1, 2022 snippet of my day. This day is bound to be better than yesterday. I need to make a public announcement first though. If any of you are brand new or you just stopped by here for some reason thinking I was only going to talk about sewing, no, I'm afraid you've gotten the wrong impression of my channel. My channel is about whatever I happen to be doing. I do more than sewing. I do lots of things. And you come by my channel, you're liable to see me quilting, you're liable to see me shopping, you're liable to see me making jewelry, you're liable to see me sewing, you're liable to see me making a pattern, a paper pattern, fit me. There's no telling what you're liable to see here. So you might want to just look at the writing underneath the video, and if it doesn't say, this is only about sewing, then don't watch, okay? So I had some lady said, we don't care about your RV. Okay, so the snippet today is my shopping spree. I've got my coach to myself for the next 4 days. So I bought these projects the other day. I told you about the wonderful new Joann's, and I also went to Fabric Fanatics. Fabric Fanatics is a wonderful little store here, and they carry only batiks, and they carry beautiful batiks, and all the fabric in the store is the same price, $11.99 a yard, which nowadays is a good price because other stores are $13, $14. So I went there and I thought, well, I need a Christmas quilt. You know, I have Christmas quilts at the house, but I want a quilt for in here, and I wanted something that had the colors that are in here. So I found this. Now this quilt has absolutely no color whatsoever in this picture. It's called Silent Night. You can find it at thepatternbasket.com. It looks like a really cute place. Kind of like Laundry Basket Quilts, only this is the Pattern Basket. Margot Languedoc Designs. So I'll hold it up. I don't know that you can see much, but it's one house with one chimney with smoke coming out and a whole bunch of trees. So I didn't want one this color, although it would have been nice. It would have been great, that color, with, you know, our neutrals in it. But, yeah, I need color in here. So I decided I'm making my trees green. And I'm making my house the color of the bedspread. And I bought a bizarre border again. The border I bought for the pumpkins I ended up not using, because I had a piece in my stash that I liked a lot better. So, here's the deal. The house is going to be this color. The roof is going to be this color of the house. The roof in the house. And then the chimney and the smoke will be the browns, the grays, the chimney and the smoke. So that will be the house. Then this will be the border. There will only be one border, 5 inches wide, and this will be the border and the house. Isn't it pretty? I just adore batiks. And you know the wonderful thing about batiks? The back side's just as pretty as the front. You can't even tell them apart. So that's going to be the house. Oh yeah, and you got to have a door. And I don't remember. Maybe that was the door. No, this. Yeah, this is the door and the window of the house. This is the color of my bedspread. This is the door and the window of the house. And that's the roof, door and the window, and the chimney, and the smoke. Okay, you got that. Then the trees. So, the trees all have a trunk. So all the trunks are going to be the same. So the trunks are going to be this. I think this is going to be the trunks, or, let me see, does anything match? This matches my house better right here. This was going to be the smoke. I don't know. That might be the trunks. Doesn't matter. Something's going to be the trunks. They're just going to be brown. And so then there's a sun. Right here. I'll hold it up close in a second. Right here there's a little sun. So I had to buy this, and it actually looks like a sun. It's got the rays coming out of it. So, awesome sun. The girl that helped me there, she was so helpful. And she said, oh, wait a minute. And she went and she said, I have a perfect sun for you. And so then the trees, they have the trees I think she said 4 fat quarters for the trees, so there's like 4 different kinds of trees. So I just went over there and grabbed a bunch of greens that I thought looked like trees. So I've got 6 fat quarters to make trees with. And maybe this one. She said this could be a tree too, so we'll see. So I want to start cutting them out. Hey, do you see where I'm sitting? Those of you that watch me all the time and you know my RV, this is the couch. And we just discovered a couple weeks ago, we knew there wasn't a bed in it. They said, well, there's no bed in that couch. But we didn't realize that the couch folds out into a bed. They're terrible explaining things here, terrible. And so often in the middle of the night, my nose starts running. The allergy pill wears off and my nose starts running and I start sneezing, coughing. So when I'm at home, I will get up out of bed and I'll just go to a different bedroom. Well, here we don't have a different bedroom in the RV. But last night, I remember Jerry showing me, he said, look, Joy, this folds out. Pumpkin Pants could sleep here on this bed. So I figured last night, I came out here at 4 a.m., and I thought, I'm going to see if I can open this up and make it flat, and I'll just sleep on it so I don't wake Jerry up. And so I did. And turns out, it's extremely comfortable. And turns out, it makes this great big surface I can lay out my Christmas trees on. It can be like my my quilt wall, you know, where you put the puffy stuff on the wall and then you put your fabrics up there to hold your quilt design up. Flannel board. Yeah, only it's not flannel. This is my pumpkin quilt. You can see I've got my pumpkin quilt here. So I slept on this pumpkin quilt last night with the blanket that I crocheted on top of me, and I was just as comfortable as if I was in a cocoon. Oh, and this is the background. You have to have a background. See, can you see trees on this background? How pretty is that? Oh, so pretty. I'm going to make it. I'm going to start today. So, hopefully, one of the snippets in this snippet video, I'll have something to show you. I'm going to hold this up close so you can see it. thepatternbasket.com. And it's a house and a sun and a chimney and smoke and Christmas trees. Well, not Christmas trees. Now, this isn't going to be a Christmas quilt. I know I said it was going to be, and it will be, but it's also just a winter quilt. So it will be here just for winter and Christmas. Good morning. Are you ready for another snippet of my day? I think this is number 2 in the row here. Yes, I've lost track of what day it is, but I think it's December 2nd today. And we are just sitting still here in this campground. It's really just a giant parking lot that has RV hookups. But we're just sitting still for 4, 5, 6 days now, waiting for a part to come in. I don't know if I told you the other day, I'll tell you real quick. They were updating the computer in the dash because 20,000, 200,000, some whatever, got recalls because the dash could just go dark when you're driving down the street. And then maybe after a while it would come back on and then it would go dark and come back on. So they're doing an update. So whoever they sent in here, you never know, did the update and it totally ruined our dash. It doesn't come on at all. It doesn't connect. It doesn't do anything. So we can't go anywhere. I mean, we couldn't even tell how many miles per hour we were going. You couldn't see any of the gauges or anything. So we're waiting for the new dash computer. I only have one hand to do quotes with. Hold on. So it's not a whole new dash. Jerry called and asked them. And they said, no, you just plug it in and it'll work fine. So problem always is receiving a part. Because they don't keep them. You know, how could you keep parts for 100 different RVs? You just couldn't. So we're waiting for that to come in. It's supposed to be here Tuesday. You know, it could be Tuesday at 5 p.m. And so then they don't take us in till Wednesday. And then we don't go home till Thursday. We just don't know. We may be here till Christmas. But that's okay. Because they have the new Joanne. Oh my goodness, I have been so bad. You know, when I'm at home in my house, it's a 2-story house. And so I have a little kitchenette upstairs, but I don't keep much up there. Most of the food, the cookies, the chocolates, the whatever, are downstairs. And so I just don't go down there. They're just off limits to me, you know, because I'm on my DESM diet. And so here, it's just a little baby trailer, you know. And so I went to the Joann's, I told you, And I bought a couple Christmas gifts there for some friends. And one of them was this box of little Christmas tree cookies. They're shortbread and they're just little baby Christmas tree cookies. And so I was looking at the bag sitting over there the other day and I thought, you know, I have those. I don't have any other sugar in here at all because of, you know, I didn't bring it because I'm on a diet. And I thought, you know, I bought those cookies for a gift. And it's just a little box. And I saw the cookies through the box and they're just this big. You know, how you want to see one? Hold on. Look. That's it. I mean, how could that have any calories in it? So anyway, I opened the box, so it's no longer a gift for anybody. So I've been eating those, but I've been real good. I didn't eat, I think I ate one yesterday and maybe 3 the day before, so I haven't been real bad. And then Jerry noticed in the bag, because I had it open to get some stuff out of it, he said, hey, what are these candies in here? I said, no, don't you dare open those. So this is Friday, and I've only been to the brand new Super Joanne one time, and you know, I just don't think that's fair. So I told Jerry a while ago, I said, could I please drive the Jeep and go to Joann's? It's only like 3 miles down the road, maybe 5. And I don't think he's going to allow me. He's going to take me there. He doesn't understand. You know, it's not the same going to Joann with your husband as it is going to Joann by yourself. You know, I know you'll understand. I know some lady the day I was there, I was talking to her and I was standing in line to get my fabric cut. And I said, oh my goodness, I better hurry up. My husband's in the car out in the parking lot. And she said, you brought your husband with you to Joann. I know. I know. But I don't have my own vehicle here, so. And I'm darn sure not driving the RV down there. So I've started my project. I've started my Christmas tree project. I'm all set up. I got to get my sewing machine out today. I'm excited. You want to see my trees? I'm all ready to piece together. Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. The backgrounds. Jerry's on the phone in the next cubicle. So if you hear a man's voice, that's what it is. I'm not hiding a man in the closet. So I decided I can't go to the new Fancy Pants Joann without showing you what I bought there. And it just so happens, Jerry finally decided this morning that I'm allowed to drive all by myself. So I went back to Joann again this morning. I had a couple little boxes I bought that didn't fit the RV where I wanted to put them. So I had to return them. So I wandered around for as long as I wanted to. I noticed, though, sadly, that things are already getting messed up. Oh, it was so sad. I was looking for some patterns, and I was looking for, say, 5435. It was something 35, but something 35. And it was McCall's. And so I looked and I found 5431, 5432, 33, 34, then it jumped to whatever, and no 35. So later I was back in the drawer again in a different place, and lo and behold, there was 5435. I thought, I cannot believe it got messed up this fast. Some of the fabric bolts were like hanging off the edge of the shelf, and I never could find the batik there. There wasn't anybody to help you unless you went up to the cutting tables or the cash registers that I could find, because I never could find the batik. But it's still very, very nice. It just needs a good manager to walk around and make sure everything's always kept in order. When we owned 2 pharmacies back years ago, you know, Jerry's a pharmacist, and we had 2 pharmacies. One of the things the girls had to do was go around on the shelves every day and make sure everything was facing the right way. It was right at the edge of the shelf, and everything was stacked neatly and next to each other, so it always looked brand new. That was just one of the girls' jobs, and sadly, we had people steal from us, and sometimes, you know, the toothpaste box would be there, but there'd be no toothpaste in it. I don't understand people, how they can live with themselves if they're that dishonest. I could never do that. I could never do it. I couldn't sleep at night. I would feel so guilty. I'd feel like the police were going to come in and shoot me any minute. Although they don't really care about crime anymore, do they? The government certainly doesn't. Look at how we get off on these crazy subjects. So here I am in my bedroom. You can see up here the Joy pillow that I bought. That's the #1 thing I wanted at the Joann's, was the Joy pillow. So I got the Joy pillow, and since it's a great big snowflake in the middle, I won't be able to use it all the time, but I think it's cute. The first day I went, the fabrics were like 50% off, plus an additional 20 if you had a coupon. And so they had these flannels. And I don't sew with flannels for any other reason other than to make pajamas. Nightgowns or pajamas. And so I just thought these were so pretty. I started out wanting to do Christmas, but you know me and roses. So this is flannel. I found this. How darling of pajamas. And of course you don't want all Christmas pajamas because then you can't wear them all the time. So of course I had to get the roses. And so then this one really is Christmas, and it's for baby girl Joy. I don't care. It's got these cute little dogs on it. It's got holly leaves and candy canes and cute little puppy dog with a hat. So that's going to be Christmas pajamas. For here in the RV. I don't know if we'll ever go anyplace for Christmas. We haven't been invited yet. But if we were, I could take my Christmas pajamas. Now this is a camping one. It's flannel again, and this one's because we have an RV, of course. I don't know how much longer we're going to have an RV. So this is my camping pajamas. How cute is that? Had to get it. I'd make Jerry a pair of pants, not out of these, but they had bears and other things, but he won't wear them, so no sense making him any. So then I decided that I wanted to make a cape. It's a Amy Barrickman, I think her name is. I don't know. But it's real simple. It's pretty much just 2 squares, and you cut it down the front, and then you attach it under the arms, and it's just a cape. So I found this pretty sweater. I've never sewn with this before, but it was real cheap. It was 50% off plus another 20% off. So I thought, hey, I'll try making that cape out of this. And you can just throw it in the washer and dryer. It's a real neutral color, so I can't imagine that that would be a problem. Hope y'all can see me okay in these lights. And then this. This is just a knit. Their knits were 50 off plus another 20% off. And I got 3 yards, I think, of this. So it's just for me to use my scan and cut or my embroidery machine with, because I just like a real neutral background when I do that. So that's what this is. It's just a knit. This is 1 layer. Very nice stuff. I like it. It had a name, but I don't remember what it was. There was like a section, and it was called Forest River, or I don't know. It was called something, but I don't remember what it was called. So I got really good prices on those 2 pieces of fabric. And I'm forever looking. I probably have 20 of these, but some of them break. Sometimes the sliders come off, and most of the time I just can't even find silly things. So I bought 3 of these that were half off. Just little sewing gauges. Got 3 of those. And then for my RV, since it's so little, I had to get little tomato pin cushions. How cute is that? And then I always need 2. I need one right. You see, what you have to do is you have to have 1 pin cushion for where you're putting the pins in. Then you have to have another pin cushion for where you're taking the pins out. So one is by where I'm putting the pattern pieces together, or putting the garment pieces together, and then the other one's right next to my sewing machine, because you know you have to take the pins out as you go, and so then I stick them in a different pin cushion. So there's my 2 little baby pin cushions. I got those. Then I grabbed some needles because I'm liking hand sewing the binding to the back of the quilts, because it gives me something to do while we're sitting here hour after hour after hour, as it seems to always happen, especially on the drive here and the drive home, because, you know, I don't drive yet. I will someday, but I don't drive yet. I mean, he just let me drive the Jeep to Joanne's. I went back today. I got there about noon. There were no signs anywhere around the patterns. And you saw the great big pattern place I showed you in my other video. No signs. And I thought, I can't believe they don't have patterns on sale yet. You know, they always have pattern sales. They haven't had one in a long time. You'd think they'd have one, because they didn't have one on Monday. So I thought, well, I don't care. I'll sit down and I'll look at the new look book, because they're only like $3.99. So I looked at the new look book. So then I found some numbers I wanted to go look for in the new look drawer. And right next to it, there's a sign. It's not any bigger than this. The sign isn't any bigger than this. And it's hooked to one of the McCall's drawers and says McCall's Patterns $1.99. That was the only place in the whole store. I had flyer. I've got their great big flyer. I guess it's still in the car. But it said nothing about any patterns being on sale. So I picked up this one. This is N6627 New Look, and I bought it to make the skirt. See the skirt? I think that is real cute. Now, I can't wear full gathered things at the waist, gathered at the bottom, because I'm big in the tummy. And so I need to de-emphasize the tummy, and I need to emphasize the shoulders on me. So I don't ever wear full skirts. Now, I could if it was very drapey, you know, and it didn't stick out, like it had a big petticoat underneath it. But I just think that's a cute skirt. I couldn't find any cute print denim. But I did find this $21 a yard denim, and it is a stretch, like that. No, it only stretches one way, so it stretches this way, and it doesn't stretch a whole bunch, but every little bit helps. So I decided I would see if it was on sale, and it was. So I got 30% off the denim, plus the extra 20% off your entire purchase. So I got that to make the skirt. I assumed that they would have thousands and thousands of buttons. No, they don't have any more buttons than their other stores do, except for those cheapy ones where you get 500 in a bag. I was disappointed about that. So I got this New Look 6627. This one, I really like this little skirt because it's a drapey skirt. You can see on the girl that's wearing it. The top I probably got in 85 different formats, and I like the pants too. So, rubber band waist. That's why I got it. Some of you have been asking me, how do you get the elastic waist? Just look at the patterns. There's a bunch of them. I got this New Look because I thought I might make the coat. See this coat right here? I think it's really nice. So this one, I love the blouse. I love the blouse. The pants, a lot of you say, well, they didn't have any rubber band waist, elastic waist. You can take this pattern and very easily turn it into an elastic waist. So that's not a problem. So I like her outfit. I like her pants, and I love the top, and I have lots and lots and lots and lots of fabric I can use to make that blouse with. This has been around for 1,000 million years. And I made a Nancy Zeman pattern one time, and I didn't like it at all. But I don't remember what it was. And I thought, for $1.99, I like the blouse and the jacket that goes over the blouse because the jacket has waist darts in the back. And because I'm so sway back, can you see my sway back? I like the top and the jacket and maybe the pants. I can make anything fit me, so I don't even need a pattern. I just like to have them. It's like collecting baseball cards, you know? And when you sew, you just love to have a lot of patterns to play with. And I can open it up, and I can look and I can see how full did they make the bottom, how full did they make the top, how wide did they make the sleeve, how did they do the collar, and then I can go do it with my Sure Fit Designs or my Fit Nice or use it. That's the end of today. I haven't gotten one thing sewn yet, and the sewing machine's still here in the closet. I'm getting ready to have Mr. B come in here and help me get it out and set it up. Oh, hi! Are you ready for a snippet, a Saturday snippet? Oh, yeah. We've been arguing over whether you should leave the fan in the bathroom open all day long and freeze your wife to death. Or if you should turn it off after you take your shower, or whatever. So, I'm having my late morning snack. What is it, noon? This is practically lunchtime. But when we go to a restaurant, when they put things on the table like real butter and their fabulous jam, I meant to buy a bottle of this jam while I was there and I forgot. We were at Cracker Barrel yesterday for lunch. And I asked them, it was a basket with some biscuits in it, and this was in the basket. And I said, are they just going to throw this away? She said, oh yes, we have to. So I put it in my purse and brought it home. Real butter and fabulous preserves. I'm about to burn my toast here. So I'm eating my air bread. Yes, Jerry calls it air bread because it's very, very thin and it has a lot of holes in it. It is called, I'll tell you, I'll show you, Sara Lee Delightful 45 calories per piece of bread. And the reason is the bread is very thin. Oh, I'm using the wrong butter. Hello, this is my real butter. I want to use their real butter just so it doesn't get thrown in the trash at the restaurant. So, yeah, I use that bread. It comes two ways. It comes multigrain and it comes wheat. And I like the multigrain. But if they don't have the multigrain, I'll buy the wheat. But if you all don't know it, Cracker Barrel. Sometimes it's really good in the restaurant and sometimes it's really horrible. But they have breakfast all day long, which is sometimes why I like to go there, because sometimes I like breakfast for lunch or breakfast for supper. But they have this amazing, and I'm sure a lot of places do, but it's called Pacific Mountain Strawberry Preserves. Dickinson's, it says. And they have strawberry and blueberry, or is it blackberry? I think it's blackberry. Oh, they are just amazing. So you can buy a quilt there too. Did you know you can buy a quilt? You can buy a nice quilt. You can buy a very nice quilt for $100, $150. Very nice quilts. You know, probably cheap fabric and cheap stuffings inside, but you know, if you're not planning on putting it in a quilt show and winning a ribbon, even then it might be able to win a ribbon. They're nice, I tell you. So, gonna have my little snack. So last night I got 4 trees done. Today I'm going to do the house. But before I do the house, let me show you one tree. Put it up against me. I'm black today. Isn't it cute? You want to see 2? You want to see 2 trees? I think they are adorable. So, before today's snippet's over, I'm going to get the house made. And I will show you the trees and the house together on the background, okay? But right now, I've got to eat my almost noon air bread snack. I'll be back. It's still Saturday. It is 4:30, and I'm done. I'm done for the day. I'm kind of embarrassed to show you what all I got done this entire day, but let me say that I did do it 2 times. And I took each one apart here and there a couple of times. I've decided I've got to have more light. The lights in here just aren't light enough. I have my contact in and every light in here on, and I still can't see good enough. So I think I need one of those lights. I think they're called hot lights, that I can sit here and shine down onto what I'm doing. You can probably see in the camera, I just have this little bitty area right here that has some light. Using my 930, I have my Virtuosa in the car, but I didn't bring the power cord for it. Remember, I brought it down to get it fixed. And they're really nice. That Stitch House has gotten really, really nice all of a sudden. Different people helping me, and I think that's the difference. All the difference in the world. So, 2 really nice people have called me on the phone a couple times. Really nice person helped me at the store. Her name was Sierra. I think I'm going to go ahead and let them service all my machines for me. Since we spend so much time down here at this RV place. Yeah, we're still here. We're still here. Saturday afternoon. It's quiet at least. And let me see, I was going to show you what I finished today. I'd love to show you if I could figure out where I put it. Okay, I found it. So here it is. This is what I worked on all day long. It started out a completely different color, and I decided I did not like it at all. I can't hold it up and show it to you because I took it apart or put it away or did something with it, but I took a picture of it. I'll show you the picture right here. And so then I decided, no, I don't like that. So I started over, and this is my house and my sun and my smoke that I ended up with. And the trees, of course, the trees will be all the way around it. So all I have left to do, there's 26 trees, so I have 22 more of these to make. And then, of course, the sashings. So, I don't know, tomorrow's Sunday. I'm sure we'll do church in the morning. Then we got to do shine. So I'll have a few hours tomorrow afternoon. We'll see how much I get done. Okay? I'll keep you posted on what's this quilt called. Yes, keep you posted on what I can remember for 5 minutes. Yes, this is from the Pattern Basket, and it's called Silent Night. Now, the way they made the quilt, they made it all in soft, neutral colors. And I, of course, am making it in much brighter colors. Because, you know, I've already got a totally neutral RV here, and I need some color in it. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Hey everybody, cheers! This is going to be the end of the snippets on this video. As you can see, I'm back home. Oh, I'm not even going to bore you with the RV part, but anyway, I am back home and the RV is not. Let's just put it that way, okay? So I started out breaking into the Christmas present I bought myself. It was a box of 5 of these, and you can see there's only 4 left. But aren't they just the cutest things? I drank one of them. It was called Moscato Rose, and I threw the bottle away. And after I threw it away, I thought, oh, I wonder if I should take that bottle out of the trash. It's so cute. But I guess not. I guess you're not supposed to save them. But you know, if you took all the labels off, it would just be the cutest bottle. It's just got this little crown on it. Oh, so cute. So I decided I needed to have one of these to get over the RV stress when I got home. So it's actually just one bottle filled this wine glass up to about here. So don't get worried, my friends. But now I've changed from a glass of a rose or rosé or whatever it's called to a cup of hot tea. The weather, who said? Somebody on their channel said the weather now is like going through menopause. It's hot one minute and freezing the next, and then hot and then cold, and then hot and then cold. Oh yes, my mom used to do hot tea. She was a tea drinker, and she used to put it up against her face. Oh, most of my family has these sinus issues, and oh, it feels so good up against your swollen sinuses. Oh, I just made it so hot. So I had 3 Christmas cards. I thought, you know, nobody's sending Christmas cards anymore, and that's such a nice tradition. You know, sometimes you've got friends, you only hear from them one time a year. And it's so nice to get a Christmas card. So our first one's always from our friends, Deb and Jim. Jim loves old cars. And I don't know how they find these cards with these old cars on them. But one's got Santa and one's got a reindeer. So that's from our friends, Jim and Deb in Missouri. And then this is from one of my dear subscribers, Jane Gilson, and her husband, Dennis. And it says, of course, joy to the world. How sweet is that? And then this one came all the way from England. And there's no return address. No return address at all on here. Or I would definitely shoot a card back. But no return address. I'll have to ask them what their address is. But this is all the way from England. And it's beautiful. So we have 3 cards, 3 Christmas cards, and so now I'm feeling very Christmassy that and making my winter quilt and being back in my house. You know, it's nice to be in the RV, but not just to be at the repair place. That's not very much fun. Plus, you know, hold on, my husband's calling. Okay, that was Jerry. He had to go back, and I said, you call me when you get there. So he called, and he said, I'm back. And I said, so everything's okay with our trailer? He gets mad when I call it a trailer. He said, yes, everything's fine. I said, okay, don't forget to lock the doors, and don't you let any girls in there. He said, well, I'm sure no girls are going to want in here, but if they do, I'll be sure they can't get in. Oh. Ah, that hot tea is just wonderful. So anyway, how cute is this? I actually bought this. It's got more stuff stuck on it. I'd have to soak the bottles. I thought those little wine bottles were so darling. I bought them for myself for Christmas. I told Santa that I want a light box. I think I showed you guys recently my great big tall downhill light box. It's ancient, and so I want the new kind that's really, really flat. So Santa's going to get me that. And then when we were looking for that, we saw these boxes. Now I know my daughter has this and my granddaughter-in-law has it, and it's some kind of a box that, like if I wanted to take a picture of this, you put it inside the box and there's lights in the box, and then you can take a picture of it and there's no shadows. It's all really, really hard to take pictures of jewelry. So I'm excited if I get that too. Jerry said, well, what one do you want? I don't know anything about them. I said, I know zero about them. Just buy whatever. Don't buy the cheapest one. Don't buy the most expensive one. Just get one. I don't even know what, that's a light box too, I guess. I guess that's how come it came up, because if you search for a light box, obviously that's a light box also. So, alrighty, I brought home my winter quilt because I want to finish it. I've got 8 trees done and the house done. You saw that just a minute ago in this video. And so I'm going to keep on doing trees. My sewing machine is fixed. Oh, I took it back to the stitch house. Some of you may know I already had it there twice and I was very, very unhappy with the way I was treated there. But this time, the nicest girl in the whole wide world, her name is Sierra. She was so nice on the phone. She was adorable. She was what I expected to start with when I went to that store. I was just so shocked. The 2 other times I went there, just shocked. So she was very, very nice, and she got my machine right in and gave it to a different person. Not the same one that didn't fix it 2 times. She gave it to a different one. And it wasn't at all what the first guy had fixed. It was the timing. And so this person fixed the timing. It's upstairs. I plugged it in. I sewed. There's not one skipped stitch. Praise the Lord. I'm so excited. So that's the machine I'm going to use. I started making the winter quilt on my 930 in the RV, but I don't have that one here. So I'll finish it with the Virtuosa. And I think I'm going to switch machines because the Virtuosa weighs way less. That 930, it must weigh 50 pounds. My husband can hardly lift that machine. It is so heavy. And this Virtuosa, for one thing, it doesn't have a case. And the case for my 930 is quite heavy by itself. So this one's much easier. It'll be less weight in the RV, easier to tug in and out of the closet. Plus it has an automatic needle threader, which of course is very nice. So, not today, not tomorrow, but when we take a real trip sometime to a real place other than get something fixed, I'm going to put that machine in there because there's always downtime. I think even Becky has downtime once in a while. I don't know how. That girl is so busy making videos, it's unbelievable. She just made one. You know Becky, y'all know her, over at Power Tools with Thread. If you don't, Power Tools with Thread on YouTube. She just did a video on embroidering toilet paper. I kid you not. Embroidering toilet paper. Don't send me any. I don't want any. But gag gift, white elephant gift. So you can check that out. So I'm going to shut this video down. I have, if I could turn the camera around, there's just bag after bag after bag after bag after bag. You know, laundry and the stuff that I bought and the things I took out of the coach that don't need to be there because I'm not in it. And I'm going to, I think I'll wait till morning to really get started on all of these projects I brought home from the RV. But by tomorrow night, let me see, this is Monday. Maybe by the middle of the week I'll start a new snippets of my day, and I'll have that quilt finished. I've got the kitty quilt ready to put on the long arm, but I haven't put it on yet. So I will quilt this one first because the kitty quilt's got to be custom quilted. Custom quilting takes many hours, many hours. The kind of quilt where you just choose a pantograph and the machine sews all the way across and stops, and then you bring it back and it just sews all the way across again and stops, then you bring it back and it sews all the way across. That kind sews so much faster, and then that way I can go ahead and get the binding mostly put on and ready. Remember I told you I like to hand stitch the back of them now when I'm riding in the passenger side of the RV when we go someplace. So I'll get that all up to that point. And I don't think we're going anywhere for Christmas. Nobody in our family has invited us, or we actually called one of the grandkids while we were down there yesterday and got no response. So, you know, sometimes ignorance is bliss, and if you just don't try to contact somebody, you know, I don't want to go there, I'll be all sad, okay? So let's don't even go there. Let's drink our hot tea, let's enjoy the weather, and let's enjoy whatever our hobbies are, and let's be thankful for all the friends we have. So many of you are dear friends. You are so sweet to me, so loving to me. And I wish there was some way I could send every single one of you a Christmas card to tell you how grateful I am for you. Maybe I can make one somehow to put on my next video. Christmas card to everybody. I don't know, the things your mind wants to do, your heart wants to do, but sometimes your mind can't figure out how to do it. But I love you all. I'm gonna let you go for now and quit this video and I'll start a new one in a couple days. All right, bye for now.